What up, YouTube? How high can you go? It's your boys, Detroit Love, P Dubs Arcade Love, Michael B. Game Genie, and Nostalgia with another episode of the Super Game Room Dudes Friday night just got live.
Dylan! You son of a bitch. What? Thanks.
Oh, baby. So tonight's episode of Super Game Room Dudes, we're going to kick off with something a little bit somber. Heartbreaking news coming out of Hollywood today as Carl Weathers, that's right, Apollo Creed himself, Dylan from Predator, as well as Action Jackson himself. How do you like your ribs? Has unfortunately passed away. And guys, I'm heartbroken about this. I was a huge Carl Weathers fan.
You know the best thing about ribs? You take the bone, if there's a little bit of meat left on it, and you get a potato and some carrots, you put that in with some broth, you got a stew going.
So big, how about a big shout out and some kind words in the live chat, some rest in peace, God bless, good journey to Carl Weathers, Apollo Creed, however you want to call him. I think Apollo Creed is what he's probably going to be most known for as the history books continue to tell his story through the tales of time. But Action Jackson is a great movie. I will be watching Action Jackson this weekend in honor of Carl Weathers. I can't wait. I already got my movie snacks. I'm ready to go. Nostalgia, you might be a little bit too young for the good old Carl Weathers, huh?
A little bit. I recognize him from Star Wars. I believe he was in the Star Wars franchise.
The Mandalorian TV show, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
you're so pop cultured.
I don't know, man. I don't pay that much attention to the world of Hollywood. So yeah, no, it's unfortunate news either way, though.
So, yeah, he was Chubbs in Happy Gilmore.
Yep.
The quote I just made about the stew going is from his brief appearance on early seasons of, what was the name of the show? Arrested Development. He played a great comedy role in that. Carl Weathers, huge actor, huge part of my childhood. Of course, we saw Predator, Rocky, Happy Gilmore, and lately with The Mandalorian. Great guy. This really sucks.
Yeah.
The one thing is, I did want to tell everybody, they did reach out to Dolph Lundgren for comment on his passing, and Dolph Lundgren said, if he's dead, he's dead.
Dude, too soon, man. Too soon. All right, Biggie, this is a great quote. This is from Rocky IV when he's getting his introduction before he fights Ivan Drago, and what's his name said, you got enough nicknames? Rocky told Apollo Creed as they were reading off all his nicknames.
The master of disaster.
Yeah.
The king of sting.
All right. So we're going to have we set up a show plan. We got a number of topics to talk about, but some of us are tired. It's been a long work week. We're going to try and muscle our way through this episode. We might end up just chilling out and hanging out with you guys and talking with friends.
Yeah, let's be clear. P-Dubs is tired. No one else agreed to this. P-Dubs just said, we're going to do that. So if you're saying, man, the show was very relaxed, it's P-Dubs doing.
Hey, man, I'm exhausted. I'm worn out. I don't know if I can pull all that hype and energy up that I usually have for these broadcasts, but we're going to do our best. Who's our backup? No such thing, old buddy. This is a one-way ticket. There you go. Feel free to share your favorite Carl Weathers quotes in the chat. We'll get them up on the screen. Gentlemen, minus that sad news, more sad news coming out of Detroit as the Detroit Lions fell in the playoffs. Carl, what's it like up there in Motown?
Man, we're keeping our head up. We still excited for how far the boys got. Obviously, they had a fantastic season. You can't be mad about that. But we all had our heart's desire set on the Super Bowl, and we just they just didn't
Shit the
perform that
bed.
third quarter, man. That third quarter did them in. Got to play 60 minutes of football. They made too
Yeah,
many
and
mistakes.
it's crazy. It was almost like I was in a group chat and Nostalgia said the Lions are going to win the Super Bowl. And I said, I don't know, man. They're going up against the
That's
49ers.
not what I said. That's not what
You
I
did.
said.
You said they were
No,
going
no,
all the
no.
way. You said you
That's
got a feeling they're a team of destiny.
hold on. First off, what I said is whoever's going to win that game is who's going to win the Super Bowl. And I said I think
I
the
could go back
Lions
and
have a
look it
good
up.
chance because they are the underdog.
And then Nostalgia bragged about his triumphs in high school, playing high school football, and said he knows more than everybody, which is
That's
kind of
literally
his de
not
facto
even how
statement.
this conversation went. It's
Pretty
okay,
sure it
Mike.
was.
It's okay, Mike. One day you'll grow up and we'll be on the same page. I get it. It's okay.
Well, I mean, we're going to say hi to the live chat here in just a minute, but I feel like we need to do something to get the energy and the good feelings back. The passing of Carl Weathers, the tumbleweed that his arcade went up, as as well as the Detroit Lions losing. There's only one thing in the world that could potentially make me smile tonight. Get your Super Game Room dudes merchandise. Where can they grab that merchandise? Nostalgia. Where can the viewers pick that up?
They can pick that up on the Restalgia Teespring store. I think it's teespring.com/Restalgia. Use the SGRD coupon code for 15% off or 20%. I don't know what the discount is anymore, but there's some discount. If you use SGRD, you get some sort of a discount, and there's lots of cool things like Mike's Drop-In Anchors shirt and
Yeah,
a bunch of
lots
other
of
cool ones.
great, lots of
There's a great
t-shirts.
Nostalgia shirt on my Teespring store too, by the way. If you ever want to check it out.
It's a subpar shirt at best.
Oh, it's amazing.
Let's not ever show that ever again. Thanks so much, Paul. Well, we try our best to entertain you on these Friday nights. So we got some Legends Pinball 4K, some updates there. PlayStation State of Play, Ghostbusters movie trailer, various arcade console news. Lots of console news like crazy lately. What else, man? All kinds of stuff. But before we do all that, let's say hi to who's here in the live chat. Let's get your shout outs now. If you're here, do me a favor, shout it out in the live chat. Let us know you're ready for the show. Frank D is here. Chris, Zeke, my apologies to you and Nikki. Hopefully we didn't ruin your dinner. We also have Calvin Wong, Jason, Little Alien, top moderator, rocking and rolling in the live chat. We also have crazy old Maurice is back. Holy shit. We haven't seen crazy old Maurice in a long time. How about a big shout out? Welcome back, crazy old Maurice. See, they always come back, Mike. They always come back. Muller Medic is here. JT Brunick, Bobby, Broadway, Bode Knows Tecmo, Bill's a Retro Gaming Show, Meatball Saucy, Bobby One ALU, Booga Sauce. Booga Sauce, did you receive your Galaga? Yeah, he received the Galaga countercade I gave away. Let us know in the live chat how that's going, man. Hopefully you're having fun with it. Jim the Pacers fan is here. Paul Minderman is here. RB Wings, Muller Medic, we already got. Okay, yeah. I mean that's enough. We gotta get this show going. Any late entries? Ritual Dello just joined the moderators. Carl O, and that's all that kinds of stuff. All right, good stuff. Mike, what is going on with this Ghostbusters movie that is all the hype this week? The internet broke for the Ghostbusters.
It looks really good. So Ghostbusters Frozen Empire is going to be coming out soon. We got our first trailer, and let me tell you, it was fun-filled. It was exciting. The Ghostbusters are back in New York. It looks like a cool story because it's so cold, with the Frozen.
Yeah, with the Frozen.
Did you get the cold part?
I got it.
So Frozen Empire, it's a good mix of the original cast. They're bringing back the cast from Ghostbusters Afterlife. Yeah, looks great. Slimer's back. Janine Melnitz with the suit on. There's a lot of tie-ins to the Ghostbusters cartoon, the original movie. Very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah, I was excited to see Janine Melnitz is back. So I was excited to see that. What I like about this movie is we went with an original villain. The last movie, Afterlife, got some heat on it because people are like, Gozer, really? You couldn't come
Yeah.
up with something new? But having the original villain is really, really cool, in my opinion. Like, people were like, are they going to bring back the guy from the painting next? You know what I
Oh,
mean?
Vigo the Carpathian. Yeah.
Like they're gonna make that. No, because these aren't remakes, they're supposed to be sequels. I guess they were trying to tell the story of Egon and Gozer and that whole thing. But I'm super happy we're getting an original villain, and I'm pretty excited about it. Detroit Love, were you a Ghostbusters fan?
I have not seen the trailer, so I'll have to check it out. As long as Bill Murray's on there, it's a go for me.
Yeah.
So
they're back.
Bill's
They're back.
Retro Gaming Show brought up a great comment. I was really hoping we would get a chance to see Rick Moranis back.
Oh,
He
yeah,
did
that'd
that
be
Mint
great.
Mobile commercial, which was the first time he was on camera in like 20 years. And unfortunately, right after that, someone just punched him in the face on the street, so he went back into hiding. But it would be great to get a Louis Scully cameo as well.
Yeah. I hope they sneak that in and they're keeping
Yeah.
it like so covert and secret, because that would be epic. But you know what though? Mad respect to Rick Moranis. This guy, he made a lot of money, did some movies, and then decided to stay home and be a father and raise his children.
Well, his wife died, right? Like there was
Yeah.
a traumatic situation,
Yeah.
and yeah,
But think about it. I mean, in his position, with the money he was making off of Spaceballs and all these other movies, Ghostbusters and movies, Big Bully, all these movies, more movie roles were offered him. He could have just hired a nanny, but instead
Yeah.
he stayed home to raise his children. That's a good man right there. Good for you, man. But yeah, we're super excited to see it, guys. I would have loved to like kind of, like sometimes we show the trailers and clips and stuff when we talk about this stuff, but I didn't want us to get a copyright claim on that, because I heard they're being a little stingy on that trailer when it comes to YouTubers footage. Some companies and people don't care, but some other places do, man. Which is funny too, because we're trying to help promote their film, but they want to they don't want you to enjoy, see the
To monetize.
rewards. Yeah, it's weird.
Nintendo was really bad for this a couple of years ago. You couldn't even
Yeah.
use any of their footage at all.
Yeah.
I'd say Rick Moranis probably made the majority of his money from the Honey I Shrunk movies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I like the first one. I didn't watch any of the sequels. Are they worth watching? Are they worth watching?
And it's been so long. I was a kid when I watched them. I can't remember at all. It's like if someone asked me tomorrow, they're like, "Is Problem Child 2 worth watching?" I was like, "Dude, I was like 10. I don't know."
This is the quote right here. Evil will always win because
good is dumb.
good is dumb. Spaceballs has so many epic quotes. We could quote that entire movie. So besides that, so that's super exciting to see. We're all Ghostbusters fans. We all grew up in that era, so we're super excited with that. It's coming back, and it's got Dan Aykroyd, Ernie Hudson, Bill Murray back. Janine Melnitz is going to answer the phone. Ghostbusters, what do you want? That's going to be great when she answers the phone. It's going to be great.
I thought you were going to say she answers the call as a girl Ghostbuster putting on the pack, and I was like, "No, P-dubs, you'll get attacked."
Yeah. Yeah.
Man, I just watched the trailer. It looks awesome. And Bill Murray looks like he looks so old. He's almost a ghost.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, give it up.
Are we stopped?
Poor Bill.
We're stopped? How about we take a 5-minute break?
So, I will say I'm interested to learn
yeah.
more about the new bad guy and the backstory and stuff like that. But
And
I'll
Peck
ask.
is back. Peck is
Oh
back,
yeah,
sorry.
Peck.
Walter Peck is back. That's good.
This man is a dick. This man has no dick. There you go.
That's true, Your Honor. This man has no dick.
Coming out,
So,
coming up
really-
my birthday weekend, so that's gonna be good.
Yeah.
Really quickly, I do want to bring up the fact, just if you're a fan of the Ghostbusters, real Ghostbusters cartoon, I always wanted to see if they took some of the iconic characters that were created in that real Ghostbusters cartoon and then turned them into the characters in the movie. So I kind of had my fingers crossed. One day we would see like a Sam Hain, remember the Halloween ghost that they had to fight in early first season. Of course, the Boogeyman, super iconic. And the other one that was really good was they did an episode on the Sandman and the Grendel. That was another one that was excellent. So I know this is a brand new bad guy, but it would have been cool to see one of those cartoon characters make their way to the silver screen.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of true. That's kind of true. Nostalgia, what have you been working on all week, man?
My day job. Day job's been super busy. I got some cool stuff in the mail though, for YouTube that I'm working on as well. I got a new handheld that I'm going to work on. It's not new, but it came out a few weeks ago. So the Anbernic RG35XXH. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's too much glare. Nice little handheld. I'll just give you a little sneak peek at it. But outside of that, I also got another little project I'm working on. I don't know if I want to show that off just yet. It's pretty badass, though. This is the handheld here. So, nice little retro gaming handheld. Nothing spectacular in terms of performance. If you're familiar with the Anbernic devices, the RG series, then you're probably familiar with what this thing can do. And then the other one, I will show it just because it's the Super Game Room dudes. So you guys know that I'm really into the mini consoles.
Yep.
And we've had... You know what I'm talking about, Mike?
Yeah.
You know where we're going with this.
Yeah.
So mini consoles, really big into them. Did lots of videos on them, on how to mod them and how to hack them. And it's always felt a little incomplete. They just kind of stopped, right? We never got an N64 Mini. We never really got anything outside of that. We got the last Sega Mini 2. And then it kind of ended in terms of like the big popular consoles. But there is a gentleman that makes some custom cases. And he has made a custom mini Dreamcast case.
It looks great.
Fully functional.
Hold
You
on,
press the
look.
button, it pops open, and it's even got like inserts here, so it looks
Oh, wait,
it's
wait.
legitimate.
I'm gonna put you full screen. Show that off.
So
Yeah,
I don't know.
looks-
I got too much glare. Let me see if I
There
kill
you go.
the-
Oh, there you
the
go.
lights.
That looks better.
Yeah, just put it over your face. That's better.
There we go. So that's that.
Perfect.
It's got a functional power button, functional open button. It actually pops open. This right over here, actually, you can plug in original Dreamcast controllers. So you can actually play this with the original Dreamcast hardware. And then on the inside, if I can open it up, maybe I will actually kill the lights for a second. So it's got all of the internal components that you need, and then you would put in either an Odroid up top or a Raspberry Pi 5. And then there's custom firmware that you can install in there, so that way when you load it up, it actually boots up like you'd get the BIOS splash screen and stuff like that for Dreamcast, and it kind of will emulate what a true Dreamcast mini console would look like.
Can people
so
buy?
pretty cool.
Can people buy that thing?
People
Like
can
Meatball?
buy it, not quite yet. He's just like a single dude that's making these. It's incredible. Like the build quality, you would think this was mold injected. You would genuinely think this is mold injected. It's super smooth. The issue with these, I don't want to say it's an issue, but these are kits. So you're buying everything. It's not painted. The decals are not on there. They'll include everything. You got to supply your own paint.
Oh.
But even the boards, you have to populate the boards. You got to solder and everything. Now, he may end up doing completed kits or pre-painted kits down the road, but because of how laborious it is, it may not be something that people would be willing to pay for at that point.
Laborious.
So
laborious. That's how
laborious.
Yeah.
So he, I think it would be a little too invasive for him to be able to do on his own and then charge people for it. I just don't think it'll be something people would justify the price. However, the kits are reasonably priced. They're like $100-$120 for the kit. So if you're a hobbyist and you really want to kind of do this yourself, then it's cool. But if you're looking for an all-in-one package, it may not work. But honestly, I've always liked this sort of thing. If you're really into like tinkering with a Raspberry Pi 5, then soldering components to a board isn't really that scary. And it's not like you're dealing with little resistors or anything. It's all pushed through soldering, so it's pretty straightforward.
And I have a question for the DIY. Do they have like instructions for what steps need to be taken that someone can just...
Yeah. Everything that you're going to need to do is all provided. He's got all the documentation that you're going to need. This is still relatively new in terms of it being consumer facing. I think I might be actually one of the only quote unquote YouTubers that has one of these right now. So I'm going to play around with it. I'm going to get it all set up. I'll make a video. But yeah, if you're into that, this is a nice little device.
So, Ristalgia, can you do me a very big favor?
I don't know. It depends on what it is, Mike.
Well, it's a simple favor. When they actually come complete, so we just have to buy it, can you come back on the show and tell us?
They may never do that, Mike.
Well, that sucks. One thing I do like about this, like I've never been a huge fan of like the NES Raspberry Pi kits or the Super NES Raspberry Pi kits. But with the Dreamcast, it's a little bit of a special thing because the Dreamcast, once that was broken, man, jailbroke, like that was a king of emulation. I remember playing like NES, Super Nintendo, everything on my Dreamcast. So it's almost like a perfect case for a Raspberry Pi. I think this is one of the times nostalgia. I think that's super cool. I do wish it wasn't so labor intensive. I do wish we could just buy it, stick a Pi in it, and then, live our lives.
Yeah, it would be nice to see that. And I talked to him a little bit about that, and he just said like the amount of labor that goes into making it would then just jack the price up so high he doesn't think any would sell. And like I said, like just the kit, unpainted, unsoldered, just the components that you need to get going is like $100 to $110 or $20. I don't know the pricing just yet, plus shipping, and it would be a challenge for him to be able to do that. Now, he may offer that service for people who want a kit that's ready to just drop a Pi in. I don't know, but that's not what he's doing right now. So
Interesting.
Everything's handmade. This guy does everything by hand. It's all 3D printed and sanded and primed, and like it's very
nice. It looks really nice.
They're fantastic.
So Nostalgia, when you demo it and do your video, can you make sure you have some ready to rumble?
But yeah, I will throw that on there. Ready to rumble 1 and 2.
There you
go. But make sure you show it in its original state so people aren't like, oh, it looks super cool. Because I'm guessing when you first get it and it's not put together, people aren't going to be like, man, this is awesome. They're going to be like, oh, it's a pile of parts. Yeah.
Nope. I'm gonna be very clear about that. So when I talked to him, I paid him extra just so that way I had a ready to go kit, so I don't have to fuss around with the soldering and the painting and all of that. So when I talked to him, I had to pay a little extra for that, and I did. This was paid for. I didn't get this sent to me, so I did pay for this. But when it comes to the video, it's going to be expressly clear. I'm going to show you what you get, and I'm going to show you what it can turn into. Yep. So.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So a little bit of a scary game was shown off here with our PlayStation State of Play. We got a new Silent Hill, the short message official launch trailer. Mike, what are your thoughts about this? And I played the first Silent Hill game all those years ago, but then I never played any of the sequels, man. I never played any of the games after that.
Oh, you're missing out. Silent Hill 2 was really good. Really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I really liked Resident Evil. I liked the first Silent Hill game, but I just never played the sequels.
Well,
but this looks
it's
cool.
It's a very different environment. I mean, one's a zombie survival horror, and I don't even know how to explain Silent Hill. It's just like everything is messed up. There's
welcome to the world of messed up.
Yeah, like it is just messed up. Like that's the best way to explain it.
Yeah, and I just finished playing Bramble, the Mountain King on Game Pass. And geez, talk about I went through all the emotions playing that game. That is an intense, scary thriller cinematic adventure. So I need to play some Pac-Man a little bit before I dive back into a horror game, because that game really messed with my emotions.
So one thing I immediately like about this is one of the biggest excitement experiences on the PlayStation 4 originally, like when it was first teased, was PT, and this definitely does give me those PT vibes that that game did, that demo did, that was supposed to be Silent Hills with Norman Reedus, ended up leading to Death Stranding after Kojima left and started his own company and wanted to work with Ritas anyways. So I like the look of this a lot. I think this should be fun and really super messed up.
Yep. Yep. So definitely going to have to play with the lights on this one. Definitely looks that way.
Yeah, I haven't.
Yeah.
I definitely played the first one. I don't think I've ever finished it. I always had little kids, so I can never get time to have dedicate to playing that. So yeah, I still have it in the box somewhere, the original one. But I never played 2, and this one looks. I mean, obviously the graphics from 1 to this one,
Yeah, slight jump from PlayStation 1.
right, is incredible. So this looks awesome. And my wife is a horror fan. I mean, she drags me to all these movies I cannot stand going, and she loves watching other people play these games on the line. But I don't think she ever plays any of the game. She'll rather watch somebody else play.
Yeah. But we also got some news from Xbox. Supposedly, they might be working on a super secret project, and we got here Xbox might be coming out with its own handheld console. This is very, very interesting. Let me get that ad off the screen here. An insider claims that Xbox is working on a handheld gaming device, following recent news that PlayStation is working on a similar product. What do you think's going on here?
Well, I think they're making consoleized versions of the current handheld versions of the current consoles. So diskless and could be anything from bring the game through Game Pass, bring the game through your Xbox account. Same with PlayStation. Everything's going to be digital. I don't think it'll be like the PlayStation Portal. I mean, I don't think either of these companies are working on a remote play device anymore. And I think PlayStation really was surprised by the response to the Portal, that so many people were interested in getting another handheld. So, yeah. Yeah, and Calvin Wong nailed it. I mean, last generation, the Nintendo Switch was all the rage. Don't forget, after the Wii surprised everybody, much like the Switch surprised everybody this past generation, the very next generation, PlayStation was coming out with PlayStation Move, Xbox had to connect. Everybody was trying to copy Nintendo's first invention. So because the Switch is so popular, such a big seller with kids, obviously Nintendo and Sony are going to try to jump on that bandwagon a bit.
Yeah. Companies saw the success of the Steam Deck, probably the ROG Ally too. The ROG Ally sold a shit ton of units as well. So, I mean, handheld gaming, baby, it's back. And hell, with the ability just to put these handhelds in a docking station if you really want to play it on the TV and still have that experience, that's pretty cool. So,
I would imagine though that these are going to be dwarfed hardware wise, so like don't expect to be getting 4K and stuff on it. You're talking like maximum 1080p. No,
definitely not 4K. I was agreeing with you.
No,
There's no way we're getting 4K.
These are going to be even 720 possibly, because that's really what the Switch does in handheld mode, and the Steam Deck, even though it has that beautiful OLED screen, still only 720, friends.
Yeah. Well, I was going to make an upscaling joke, but we'll just leave that there. What else is going on in the world of consoles, Mike, that you really wanted to touch on?
No, the state of play was interesting. It's weird, though, because I feel more and more disconnected with modern gaming whenever I watch one of these things, and it tells me I'm getting old and I'm no longer hip or what's with it anymore, because like the games come up and I'm like, I don't give a shit about this. Where's Mega Man? I want to see more revisions of classic games, and I don't get excited for some of the new stuff coming up. So whenever I watch like a direct or a state of play or anything like that, I always get that sense of where's the stuff for me? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, interesting that Steamboat Willie's coming back, and it looks like they're making this. It looks exactly like Cuphead. They're doing it in the same style as Cuphead. So that's interesting. So I don't know how many Mickey Mouse fans are out there. If you're a Cuphead fan and you enjoyed Cuphead, you'll probably enjoy the new Steamboat Willie game. It's literally it looks like the exact same game. That's coming out soon. Detroit Love, did you ever play Cuphead on any?
Yeah, I did. We had it on, I think, Xbox or PlayStation 1 or 2. I can't remember. It's a recent, pretty recent, last 5 years or so. My wife played the heck out of it. It's a very difficult game. I mean, you're dying every 2 seconds with that game. I actually considered modding. I forget the gentleman. Someone had built a Cuphead arcade cabinet, and they had a really nice rendition of it. And I at one point in time, I thought of modding one and making one for my wife, but my wife moved on to something different, so I didn't stick with it. But Cuphead is a very unique game. That nostalgic type of cartoon from the 40s, 50s, wherever the time frame was.
You were 17 back then, right?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Pretty
No,
pretty
he
cool
wasn't.
concept. Like I said, it was just a very difficult game, but nevertheless cool.
Oh, Mike, that's kind of mean, man.
But Carl's old, man.
He's not that old.
How old are you, Carl?
57.
Yeah, see, he was born in 57, so he was around for that.
You know what's funny is I've been friends with Carl for 4 years, and I'm always like, Carl's only 53 for 4 years. Like he hasn't aged a day. But man, Carl, you've lost a ton of weight. You're looking
You look
great.
Carl.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
And how much weight have you lost now, Carl?
I'm living in the 40, 42 total. I fluctuate from 158 is at the lowest, and probably 163 at the highest. So
Just an announcement: JJ has been blocked. See you, buddy.
What?
Yeah.
But the nice thing is, they're starting a new program, and I think in next month, and my wife and her cousins in, my brother's in. So a lot of guys, a lot of folk I know personally that are doing the same thing. So everybody's keen on their health, and that's a good thing. Eating good food and eating better. So
Yeah, but you have to admit that the Arby's near your house has put a closing soon sign up now. Isn't that true? With this
well, the
new
Burger
environment?
King across the street definitely needed to go, and it's gone. But it's crazy
Burger
out here
King.
because I'm in the sticks.
Yeah.
And is very little good help, especially like where Arby's is. They did a new KFC. They were good the first week while the people that came from out of town came in and trained,
Right.
And then once all those people left, it's horrible food again. So,
All right. So we got Bill's Retro Gaming Show said the new Ronin game just looked mad to me. Ghost of Tsushima set the bar high, and this one does nothing for me. So when I got my PlayStation 5, and I got it later than a lot of other people, I asked my viewers, I said, guys, I just got a PS5. What game should I play? And they told me to go get Ghost of Tsushima. And I played through it, and that was the first game I beat on my PS5 when I got that. I absolutely love that game. That game was so well done, in my opinion. The new Ronin game, which I'll see if I can pull up a trailer for it. If you liked Ghost
That
of
looks
Tsushima,
good, yeah.
If you like Ghost of Tsushima, this game might be right up your alley. But will it be as good as Ghost of Tsushima? That's kind of like the point that Bill's making in the live chat. The one thing that I saw was the guy was like flying around, like he had like wings and stuff. Did you guys see that in the Ronin trailer? Ronin the Last Samurai. Let's see if we can find it right here. Ronin, Rise of the Official. Here we go. Like he was flying around, and that was like the only thing that kind of threw me off. Like I was into the whole thing, and I don't know. Obviously, I don't know much about samurais and stuff, so I don't know all this stuff. But like this all looked cool. Then all of a sudden he had wings, right? And then all of a sudden I thought I was playing a Zelda game. Like when I saw the wings. So that's the only thing that kind of throws me off about this is the flying around thing. But I don't know. I'm not a history buff. I don't know if samurai actually used those back in the day, if that's something that they added. But everything else here looks pretty
that's
cool.
just a classic thing. We grew up watching Kung
Yeah.
Fu, and they would have these guys jumping and flying.
But did they actually have like the wingsuits? Like
no, they didn't have the wingsuits, but that's just a part of that. That cultural lore. That they can fly, but obviously they didn't.
Yeah, but
that
I mean,
that's pretty cool.
okay, I see what you're saying. Carl. But if you like Ghost of Tsushima, you might be interested in this game. I'm probably going to check it out because I loved that Ghost of Tsushima game. And this one's called Rise of the Ronin. So we'll be checking I'll be checking that one out. myself. So, uh, go ahead. Nostalgia, what do you think about all the? Did you catch some of the what is that called, the state of play? And did you see anything there that really excited you?
I didn't get to actually watch the state of play when it went live, but I did catch a couple of the things, a couple of the clips from some of the games, and
Hmm.
I haven't gotten through everything. So I didn't realize that there was actually was there a Ronin, the last Ronin updated trailer? Did that get? Is that what they're talking about in the chat?
Yeah, that's what I was just showing off here.
Yeah. So the I didn't get a chance to actually watch the whole thing, but um, yeah, I mean, some of the games look good. I think Ghost of Tsushima, sorry, Ghost of Tsushima looked probably the best out of everything. But I wasn't super excited by anything in particular. So I think it's another one of those like mid announcements. So
And
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this movie in the past, but it's on the same theme of these. If you like ninja type things, it's a Netflix series called The Blue Eye Samurai.
The
That
Blue-Eyed Samurai.
The Blue Eye Samurai. That is a kick-ass ninja series. You would definitely enjoy that.
Okay. Okay.
It,
Well,
it's
I
not
yeah
it's not for kids, so
yeah.
it's clearly adult, but it's a worth watch series.
You know what
Blue
I
Eye
just caught?
Samurai.
You know what I just caught on Netflix? I just watched the first two episodes of. They have a new mini series on about Alexander the Great. Did anyone else catch that in the live chat? It just came out on Netflix this week. It's only like
Mhm.
5 or 6 episodes, and it's like they filmed a TV show and a documentary. So you have like all the scenes like back in the day, like actors, the battle scenes and stuff like that. Um, Whatchamacallit, and then hold on. Mike's got to go take care of something, guys. He'll be right back. So you have all the what are they called? The like you have all the scenes that they filmed, like if they were filming like a retro TV show back then in Greece. But then you have the documentary style where it's just a bunch of people talking to the camera about the history of Alexander, and they splice it together. And the way they did it is really good. The way it's cut and chopped up, and first you're watching the documentary, like some archaeologist telling you about Alexander the Great, and then they go to the guys, he's like one of the greatest war generals of all time. Let's be honest, he conquered like a big chunk of the world back then, so that's why he's called Alexander the Great. It's a really good show on Netflix. I watched the first 2 episodes. I'm going to binge the rest, and all that stuff. But getting back on topic here, guys. So New Wave Toys just announced a day ago that we've had delays with Zoltar. We've had the pinball machine, which unfortunately their mini pin has been a polarizing product. Either you absolutely love it or you absolutely hate it. We've had this discussion in past streams. But if there's one thing that we can all get behind is the USB cigarette charging vending machines, right? well, we have good news. We have good news, right? So if you did pre-order, they finished the tooling. Let me pull it up for you guys on the screen here. And if you pre-order, check your emails for a full pre-order update. Man, I can't talk tonight, but you're gonna get your hands on your cool cigarette vending machines, your USB chargers, very very soon. So that's good for New Wave Toys. It's good to see some happiness going on over there. So yeah, Detroit Love, we saw these in person in Cleveland. What'd you think of them, man?
I think it's pretty cool. I mean, I like that they had a full size mock up of this that were actually you can actually buy their keychains with 25 cents coin door keychains, and you actually can purchase it through this. So I think it's a pretty cool concept. That alone, but these things are nice. I definitely can't wait for the aftermarket, the third party people to make little slip ins available, so you can put whatever brand of cigarettes that's from your past or
Yeah.
what you're even currently smoking. But I think it's cool. It's a part
Yeah.
of history, just like back in the day when they thought
Yeah.
the people that hung out in arcades were, villains and thugs and all that silly stuff.
Yeah.
Cigarettes is definitely not a good thing health wise, but the nostalgic value of this is
Yeah.
definitely cancer free.
Yeah, so what's funny is, if I recall, it's going to come with several cards that you can slide in there, if I recall. So if you're not a cigarette fan and you want to put something one of the other cards they do, or you want to custom print your own thing, you want to make it a keychain vending machine or whatever, you can do that as well. I mean, all you do is slap a card in there, and that'll be the advertisement that's on display on the front of it. Nostalgia, how many packs of Cools did you smoke growing up?
Oh man, so many. The interesting thing about Cool's cigarettes were that they were just chock full of value, and each one of those cigarettes came with not one chemical, not two chemicals, not three chemicals, not even like 10 chemicals, but they literally came with like 150 chemicals. The value in those cigarettes is unparalleled. There is no product on the market, trust me, I would know, no product on the market that offers the same level of value that you get out of those cigarettes. And I think New Wave Toys is they made a good choice on that brand.
Well, I was trying to do a research project, just trying to figure out which brand of cigarettes I would put in mine had I purchased one of these. I tried to get a cigarette from Michael B, but he just would not give
You
me one.
took a cigarette from me and then immediately cracked it and threw it on the ground.
Good man.
It was an experiment. I had to see
That's
if it had that pure menthol in
You
it.
you can't trust Carl when you're on
No, you
vacation with
can't.
Carl. Carl went up to everyone who was smoking and be like, "Hey, can I bum a cigarette?" And people are like, "Oh, maybe Detroit Love wants to have a smoke while we're out drinking." And they'd give it to him, and he would stomp on it, or he'd break it in half and run away like a little girl, going,
And I was running really fast too.
really fast.
I just thought he
Really
wanted to party,
fast.
but he did not want to party. He wanted
I was like,
to just-
Detroit Love. He doesn't want to party that much.
I was trying to determine which one was the best cigarettes to put in my cigarette dispensing display. And you guys foiled it.
Yeah.
And I would have gotten away with it if it wouldn't.
Now the cigarette dispensing machine, I think it's going to come with a couple little tiny, like, fake cigarettes and fake cigarette packs. Kind of like how they do like the little quarters for like their arcade machines.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, guys, the USB charger works, but the cigarettes are unplayable. So hopefully there won't be any riot out there about the.
I don't know. If you ask me, that's unacceptable. I mean, what they could have at least done is get those tiny little cigarettes. Maybe they aren't smokable, but if you blow on them, little bits of like baking powder fly out, so it looks like smoke is coming out. They could have done something here, right? Like, it's ridiculous that they would release a product like this.
Like the candy cigarettes. I know what Hollywood Pole is talking about. They used to sell them at, like, we had. I don't know if you.
Popeye.
They used to have them in the Chicagoland area. They were called White Hen Pantries. If you're from the Midwest, you guys probably remember a White Hen Pantry. But at the White Hen Pantry, they would have those fake, and I guess it's like a stick of sugar, and there's so much sugar in there you could blow it out, like it would just go poof or something. I remember those when I was a kid. Probably the worst marketing idea in the history of marketing: toys, fakes, candy cigarettes for the kids. Oh man, those didn't last very long, did they?
We had those when I was a kid as well. Actually, I think that they were still around in the 90s.
They still sell them? No. Where?
No, we're talking about two different things. There's the candy cigs, which you can buy that are like they're like sugar candy that looks like a cigarette, and then there's toys that are filled with this like powder that you put in your mouth and you blow, and like a puff of powder comes out.
Candy vape? Candy vape? Is that what you're talking about?
It's a vape pen?
It's not like smoke.
Nostalgia
it's like
just
powder.
described a vape pen.
Yeah. So here in Canada, I can't remember any other brands, but we always had Popeye cigarettes, they were called. So now they still sell them, but they're called Popeye candy sticks.
That's right.
Popeye candy sticks.
Do they
And it's
still
like
put
Popeye
gross
the
things
Sailor
on
Man, like
on the
Popeye.
cartons of cigarettes over there?
Pardon?
Do they still put the gross things on the box outside of the?
Oh,
boxes?
it's got worse this week. This week I bought a pack, and it had a picture of a cigarette that was bent like this, and it said "Cigarettes cause impotence."
Had a picture of me there, just looking down, all
Yeah,
sad.
no, but there was one, and it talked about mouth cancer, and it showed this giant growth on the side of someone's tongue. Like, they just keep getting grosser and grosser. But, for a fair
And the
point,
cigarette sales just
at least
keep
it's
going.
realistic advertising. It'd be like Arcade 1-Up on the Marvel vs. Capcom 2 cap. Just had two people being like, I can't play online. This is bullshit.
You guys are nuts, man. But also check your emails if you are a fan of New Wave Toys and you're on their email list. They sent out a couple more emails showing off the backlash in action on the black hole mini pin, as well as the functional coin door that you could open up and pull the little coin tray out and all that stuff. So really cute. I know some people don't like that product. Some people love it. I ended up pre-ordering one. I want to support the company. I want to help them. Hopefully, they'll get it to the next level. I understand it's just going to be a decoration, and I'm disappointed that because a lot of us when we heard about this, we really wanted. We set the expectation that we really wanted them to come up with something bigger that's playable, not smaller, but something bigger that's playable. Because we've heard for a long time that they're doing something big, like with Glenn's retro show, right, Mike?
Well,
So
that's
it's like-
the rumor, and we should find out real soon, as Glenn gets
Right.
over COVID.
Right. So whenever I hear about a new product from New Wave Toys, I'm hoping like, is this where they're going to take that bold leap and they're going to try and deliver something bigger in scale and that's playable, right? And unfortunately, this wasn't it.
Why'd you have to throw that in?
Because it's important. So I went ahead and I pre-ordered one. Shiloh went on Glenn's show, and I thought Shiloh did a great job. I caught the replay. I caught some of it live, and then we had to do our show. I went back the other day and I caught the last half of the show that I missed of Shiloh's interview on Kicking It Old School, and I thought Shiloh did a great job explaining what it is and why it had to be the way it is for that size and stuff. So I figured, you know what, I pre-ordered after I watched the replay. I was like, it's fine. I've wasted more money on worse stuff, in my opinion. So there you go.
Yeah. So the only thing I still have an issue with, and like it's probably out of their control, but it's the shipping to Canada is really freaking expensive. It's like $80 before import fees. So I know I got a lot of feedback from people that were like, I really like it. I don't care that it's not playable. It's just by the time it gets here, it's going to be like $400, right? So.
Are you talking about like from resellers and stuff like that?
No. Like when you buy the cab plus the shipping plus your import fees, it's going to be like
you're talking about
between
for
$300 and $400. Yeah,
for Canadian people. Okay, I got you. I'm with you now. I'm sorry. I got you. Carl, you doing your taxes already over there? What's going
that's
on, man?
nostalgia.
Nostalgia.
That's me typing away. That's my bad. Sorry.
He's writing his memoirs.
Tell the employer you're in the middle of a broadcast, man.
That's my bad.
All
Sorry.
No, it's all gravy, baby. Like in Skynet. Hey, man, we bust each other's balls around here. That's what we do. Whoa, Jake. I can't put that comment on the screen. I bet it costs a lot to ship to the great north, to the land of Santa.
And it's not just us. I mean, these were people in Ontario getting those prices. So, there was a lot of people that were really happy with it. And I've come around on it too. I set my expectations too high. Looking at what it is and what they've done with it, it is super cool. It's going to be a super cool decoration to have with your New Wave Toys cabs. If you have a collection, you turn them all on, look at them over on a shelf or something. It's just, again, that price point in Canada is a little tough, and I know it's out of their control. It just sucks.
Yeah. And I'm just going to show for us Americans, it's not that bad. With that mini pin discount, you basically are getting your taxes and your shipping paid for. And
you're getting it less than $200, so you're doing pretty good.
Yeah. So
I think it's like $80 shipping here.
Is this where we insert that kid from The Simpsons going? No, I'm just kidding. Mike.
It's okay. I mean, it is what it is. I'm in an even worse situation because it's not like I just have Canadian shipping. I'm in like basically the most remote, unreachable area of Canada, other than probably
Yeah.
the Northwest Territories. Scratch that. The Northwest Territories are probably more accessible than us because it's not an island. So,
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'm the only one that has a quiet keyboard on this panel. Like everyone else has got these mechanical keyboards. So yeah, it's kind of funny. So
That's because we're not up at night sneaking to watch porn.
you do it in the broad daylight, Carl. I totally understand.
Carol does during his streams.
All right. But I like it when I hear that one of these companies and that we are collectors of decides to stand behind their products and do it very, very quickly. So, Quarter Arcades, the Space Invaders cabinets. How many of you out there have one? I have one. Carl, you have one. How many of you out there have the actual Space Invaders? This was great to see when that product got released. It didn't come out too long ago, guys. It was like what, a month ago, maybe slightly less. Where people finally started receiving their Space Invaders quarter arcades. Well, there's an issue with it. There is like literally no volume. The volume is so quiet. Even when you crank it up to max, you can barely hear the game. Well, turn around. Numbskull has released a firmware update, as well as they've done a YouTube tutorial video, which we're kind of showing you here, where you're going to put the firmware on a thumb drive, plug it into your device, and you're going to be up and running, and it'll fix the audio issues and things like that with your Space Invaders. It's a little bit of a process. It's just a lot of clicking, dragging, and dropping, but you can follow the video and you'll be fine. So that's good to see, man. That's good to see. I mean, I know some of these arcade companies, it takes them 2 years to do a firmware update. This one's coming out within just a month or so. So that's pretty cool. So get your audio fixed with this. I'll put this in the video. I'll put this link to this in the video description below because this tells you where to go to get the files and all that stuff in the video description. So I'm going to put it in the live chat right here.
I'll be doing that this weekend.
Yep, I'm going to do that too this weekend. I plan on doing it. Console Kit says, "Where is Mystery Encoder? He's not here right now, but you never know. He's always lurking in the live chat." Yep, Bill, I agree. Good on them fixing the issues. You're watching SmackDown and Super Game Room, dudes. Thanks so much. We
Apparently,
appreciate-
yeah, The Rock just came out and he's facing Roman at Mania. Huge surprise that nobody saw coming. Totally not the most predictable thing in the entire world.
Well, honestly, in my opinion, because of the multiple injuries that are happening right now,
Yeah, they probably didn't have a choice.
plus the Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar stuff, they've really had to change things up.
No, this was always the plan. Why do you think Rock got on the TKO board? This was his payday for doing Mania. He's got shares in the company, and they gave him the rights to his name. This was always the deal. Sorry for being that jaded guy, but the injuries have changed nothing.
You are. You're just a grumpy Gus. You're a grumpy Gus.
I am a little more grumpy than usual tonight. I didn't think I would be. I was actually in a good mood. I think it was the rush, trying to get home from dinner and get the kids to bed to jump on the show. I apologize.
Well, you could have came on late. There's no rush. There's 3 of us here, and then there's 4. Sometimes there's 2. It's all gravy, baby. How many times
You
have
only
I
really
arrived?
need Carl.
Yeah. How many times
That's true.
how many times have I arrived late to the broadcast? I've shown up like 30, 45 minutes into it.
Yeah,
See,
but those were
I
times when
didn't-
you're going to actually be off, but then you weren't off.
And then you show up and you're like, start the whole show over.
I don't think it was our best episode. Let's redo this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty funny stuff. So good on Numbskull there. Man, a lot of people are receiving their AtGames 4K pinball
Yep.
machines. I got my payment email finally, and I made my payment on, I think it was Tuesday, so just a couple days ago. So mine hasn't shipped yet, which is a shame. But a lot of people are receiving them. There've been some people have had units arrive damaged. Some people units arrive squeaky clean. A lot of people have been tinkering with the machines, trying to find ways to get rid of the flipper lag. Turn off all the features.
So is the flipper leg really that bad? I asked this question because
I don't know. I haven't played it.
Yeah, see, I haven't either, but
Yep.
I know that Wagner did a retest, and he was actually experiencing. It went down from, I think, his initial 121 response time down to about 80 response time, which is roughly around. I don't know. PK said something about it being the industry standard. I don't know. I'm not an expert, but that seems noticeably better. But I think that the initial report from Wagner has created this psychosis effect where everybody's like, oh, crazy lag, because that's all anybody talked about from the outset when it was at the Chicago Pinball Expo since Wagner's video. So there's
Yeah.
almost like this weird placebo effect happening. I say that, but I haven't played it myself, so I can't really say if it's good or it's not. But I mean, with Wagner's testing, I mean, if you guys want to run the test too, 80 frames per second for pinball. I mean, you'd hope, or 80 response time. You'd hope for 60, I think, but 80 is, within that threshold. I'm not right. Nostalgia, you can tell me if I'm wrong. You're more technical than I am.
The lower the better.
Yeah.
Obviously, the lower the better. I would say 80 is on the high end of normal. I think the normal range you would want to be is like a really good machine is going to be operating at around 40, 30. That's kind of where you want it to be. Up to 80, I think, is like the high end of like acceptable. Anything higher than that, and even some people might argue 80 is still a little too high. But these are software adjustments that need to be optimized. It's not a hardware thing. It's not an encoder thing. It's something that they can tweak with.
But let me ask you a question.
Additional firmware.
Is it just plaguing the Zen Studios Adams Family game and the and is the Peanuts game available to play yet?
I don't know. Someone mentioned the Peanuts there. I think it was Bill's Retro Gaming Show. He said something like 66. 66 was the flipper lag time. DMod says it's actually closer to 100 milliseconds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's not great. And then, I think the standard with Magic Pixel is 15. I think that's what they're running. 15 millisecond flipper lag.
Yeah. So DMod, of course, he's part of Team Encoder. He's a pretty smart guy, so I trust what he tells us in the live chat. So thanks so much, DMod. Not a hired video on YouTube, but it does need improvement. But is it enough to jump off the ship, jump off the bridge, jump out the window, and
I don't know.
get all crazy about? Let's put this in perspective. Whenever Zen has released a game on a platform, no matter what platform it was,
It was always laggy first off.
they've had
Oh,
this
it had
issue.
a horrible lag. Yeah.
When it came out on Epic, Pinball FX, it sucked. When it came out and then they fixed it on Epic, and then it eventually made its way to Steam, and it sucked on Steam, and then they had to do firmware updates. When it came out on Nintendo Switch, this was one of the more recent ones. Pinball FX comes out on Nintendo Switch, unplayable. And then they've dialed it in, done some updates, and it's better, right? Like every single time Zen Studios releases it on a platform, no matter what the platform is, this issue exists. So will it be better? Sure. I'm very confident that AtGames and Zen Studios and all the people are gonna get it dialed in a little bit more from what I'm hearing out there. But is it going to be 100% amazing and perfect? Time will tell. Time will tell, right? Time will tell. So I don't think it's enough to jump off the bridge just yet. Go ahead.
Two things. I can understand what Michael B. where he's coming from about that.
Yeah.
People jump on that because I remember when I first saw the design, I was like, I'm not sure if I like it. But then once Michael let me know he was involved with it, it just got me better.
He wasn't involved with the pinball. It had nothing to do with the pinball.
Great.
Yep.
But I'm curious. Has you guys said people have started receiving it? Has anybody did the VPX games and played it on it?
So it's interesting. The feedback I've seen, and again, we don't have it, so we can't tell you firsthand experience. That we're just reporting on what people are saying. Is that the OTG works great, and that the non-Zen games, the Magic Pixel games, work very well. Like Mike said, there's been really no flipper lag on the Magic Pixel games for a very long time. and they're running really well on this new 4K machine from the feedback I've seen from people online. So if they can get those games running with, like Mike said, somewhere between 15 to 30 milliseconds of flipper lag, and everyone thinks it's playable and fine, they should be able to do the same with Zen down the road, in my opinion. Like, I don't see what's going to prevent that from happening. But is it going to be perfect like you're playing a real pinball machine? No, virtual pinball will never be that perfect.
Yeah.
Nothing beats the real thing, man. It's
But
a
still
simulation.
lots of fun.
So-
It's lots of fun.
So yeah, I don't know about
Yeah.
that. What I would ask is, how are people enjoying it so far?
Yeah.
Like,
Are you
I
having
mean,
fun? Do you like it? We want
Yeah.
your feedback. You people in the live chat now, we've seen several people give their feedback,
Yeah.
as well as letting us know, did it arrive damaged? Some people, I've seen people in our chat saying,
Oh,
it hasn't.
that's I
And it
really feel
has.
bad. I really feel bad for AtGames about that,
Well-
because we know AtGames was working really hard up against it with Chinese New Year. They actually, instead of getting it over on a ship, were paying to fly these units over to you guys. Like, they paid extra to get these over to you, and I mean, they didn't get put in the box banged up. I mean, that happened during shipping, so they paid
FedEx
extra for
always-
shipping. And
You know, FedEx. I tell you, whenever I receive something through FedEx, is always the worst. And but what I've noticed with these guys, and especially with these big heavy things, is like either they don't put dollies on these guys' trucks, or they think, oh, I don't need that dolly, I'm just going to carry it. And I just bought some weights.
Yeah.
And these boxes came so banged up, and because these things are heavy, right? And they're holding them by the strap. The boxes were totally shredded, but they're steel weights, right? So they weren't going to get
Yeah.
damaged. But
I watched Rob Kessel's a part of Rob Kessel's video today when he was doing his unboxing, Kessel's Arcade, and I mean, like, it looks like it's packaged really well. I don't know what the hell the shippers are doing. I don't know how the boxes are getting dinged up like that.
yeah.
From
When I
the
got
way,
my Killer Instinct box, the FedEx guy was bringing that in by himself.
My Arcade 1-Up boxes always show up completely shredded. I don't know what the hell they're doing with them on the truck.
Because I didn't want it to get damaged. This guy's trying to carry that thing by himself.
a lot of, correct me if I'm wrong, but the people who had damaged units, who like were posting about it on various social media, they all seem to have like the same issue, some kind of puncture hole, probably related to a forklift, in my opinion. Like, they were picking these boxes up with forklifts, and some person just kept driving right through them.
It's everybody has different rules and standards for what they want to see. It's fine for people to provide feedback or share their opinions, but
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not doing
it-
a review. I'm
No,
reporting
no.
on what's going on.
Not you. I'm talking to Bill and anybody
I know,
else
not
who wants
me.
to talk about this. Just make your video. Make whatever content you want to make. If people don't want to watch it, they're not going to watch it.
Yeah.
Do what makes you happy. YouTube's not worth trying to please other people.
Yeah.
Just make yourself happy. Make your own content.
Don't listen to these two clowns. Only make videos if you have the product in hand. Don't ever make speculation videos. Don't ever talk about anything that you don't know 100% of the information on. In fact, if you don't have a PhD in the topic, you really shouldn't even be on YouTube. So those are the general rules, and I think that's what you need to follow.
Yeah.
So then,
So
if you don't follow those rules, just simply put your hands in the video, and they can only blame your fingers.
don't worry about that stuff. Anybody's allowed to talk about anything they want to talk about. Everybody should. So, can I make sarcastic videos about Mike? Anybody can
Are
do
you an
what they
expert?
want.
No,
Oh,
absolutely
console
not.
kits.
If you're not an
and
expert
he
in
says,
sarcastic or
but
sarcastic
console
videos.
kits sarcasm sometimes isn't sarcasm. Like, you can't just say something that's mean and then say, "Well, that's sarcasm." That's not sarcasm. That's still being mean, brother.
Yeah. But either way, guys, we're diverting from the news, which we're reporting on.
Oh.
Exactly, Scott. This isn't a review. We're reporting on what people are experiencing, so we're going to talk about it. So
Yeah, but
people
like,
got a problem with it.
But people write, they're like, "This is a terrible review," and I was like, "It's funny. At no point in the video did I say it was a review. It's not in the title. It's
Yeah.
not in any of my metrics that I put up, any of my hashtags."
Yeah.
$5 super chat from James Hates Everything. He says, "I'm assembling my 4K pinball while listening to you guys talk about it."
Hey, congratulations, James.
Well,
Let us know what you think of it.
Yeah, but in other words, it's nice to see people receiving new products. It's nice to see the excitement, the enthusiasm out there of this, people love to call it a community. So it's really nice to see all that stuff happening, people getting new stuff and showing it off. There've been a lot of great videos out there, first impressions, product reviews, reactions. Make sure you guys check them out. Like you said, Kelso's Arcade just did a video. I watched it, listened to it while I was working. I thought he did a really, really good job. It was like 40-minute video, but it was really, really good.
Meatball Saucy, I don't know who Todd Russell is.
Yep. And then we also had Zero Cool here says mine was 69. I don't know what that means. What if you're an expert in sarcasm? So there you go.
I did take a class with Matthew Perry at one point.
This is such a funny quote. Yeah. I said with all due respect. That means I pretty much can say whatever I want. Quote by Ricky Bobby. There you go. Look at Rob. He goes, he's been helping people troubleshoot the machine all week. Feels good to help the community. There you go.
Good stuff, Rob.
Hey, Rob, thanks for helping people out who are having issues with the OTG. And hopefully one day, AtGames will release my pinball machine from the hostage room in their headquarters and ship it to me. Hopefully one day P-Dubs will get his hands on
P-Dubs, I'm looking at your hat here. It says Wayne's World. I don't see any tin foil on it. I don't know why you keep saying that.
Yeah, there's tin foil underneath this one, man. It's just
yeah, go ahead. Sorry. Never mind.
Yep. There you go. I don't. Oh, you got 69 on the builder's plate. Okay, he's talking about the number on the builder's plate. There you go. There you go. My. I don't know if that's like really like a big thing to like.
69 is always
does the
best.
This is number, ma'am. Yeah. Well, here's what's funny. No way are they selling 5,000 of these guys. What do you guys think? Do you think they will?
They're trying to sell 75,000.
Well, we know that, but will
They'll
they
definitely sell 5,000 over what time frame?
Yeah.
Who knows?
I mean, I don't know. And like, we don't know who these are being sold to. Who are AtGames selling them directly to the consumer? Are they selling to retailers? Are they selling to commercial? We don't know.
Yeah. Oh well. Hey man, it is what it is. You wanted 69. I was gonna make that joke, but yeah, I was trying. You saw me stumbling. I was like, I don't want to go there. I didn't want us. We're an R-rated show, but I didn't want people to get offended. Nostalgia, what number pinball machine are you hoping you're gonna get? I want your builder's plate. I want your builder's plate to say this is unit 60.39, and like they send you, and they send you like a
custom one.
They send you like an extra like leg to someone else's pinball machine. Like it's 60. You got unit 60 and 0.39% of someone else's pinball machine. That's what I really want Nostalgia to have. If someone out there is gonna be like, I'm missing the leg to my pinball machine, we'll know who got it. We know Nostalgia got it. So there you go. I thought each SKU, yeah, they're supposed to. Well, no, the Addams family is supposed to keep going, but
standard
limited.
That's the standard edition, yeah.
But they're gonna but it's 1 of 5,000 is what the builder's plates say on them, which is kind of weird. Wouldn't it be funny if they sold over 5,000? What are they going to do? Start the numbers over again? Or are they going to be, hey guys, this is machine number 6,326 out of 5,000?
I don't know with that. I think maybe that will be the only run. I think they're going to continue coming out with other skins for this going forward. So they would just, put the next standard edition up.
So they're not going to sell Addams Family forever. Like they're not just going to keep doing it over and over and over.
I don't know if it says 1 of 5,000. I mean, you're pretty limited on your plate, what you're doing there, your builder's plate. You can't just change it.
Yeah. There you go.
Well, so, I mean, they have the standard edition. They can just change what edition it is.
Yeah.
It can be the limited edition or the premium edition.
Yeah. Well, regardless, hopefully I'll get my machine soon so I can actually experience it. But for now, it's been great listening to all the positives and all the negatives out there. From
what if your unit is 5,000? That's what your builder's plate is, 5,000.
Well, yeah, I'm not surprised if I get my machine last, Carl, if that's what you're alluding to. Mike, calm down. We're having a joke. You're getting all
why does he get to mess with everybody but nobody else?
He gets so mad. Mike,
No. It's just
I can make
No,
fun
I'm
of
putting
the
you in
companies,
timeout.
Mike. I can
I'm
make
putting
fun
you
of
in
the company.
timeout.
Oh, Mike, where did he go? Did you
Okay.
put Mike in
He's
timeout?
in
Put Mike
timeout.
back.
He's in
He's
timeout.
not in timeout.
I think you're misunderstanding my.
Your head shaking.
Yes, it's not. I have no
And
problem with
him
you
in the
making fun
hall.
of the companies,
Yeah.
but when you keep saying things like, "Oh, they're gonna hold my machine hostage" and stuff
It's
like
funny.
that, it is funny, but people may take it seriously. and
Oh,
they're not
everyone
doing
out
that.
there
You know
knows.
that.
Everyone out there
Oh.
knows I'm joking.
And
Yeah.
If anyone
You're
thinks I'm
joking?
serious,
when
yeah.
you say that nostalgia
Yeah.
has a micro.
Yeah.
Hold on, wait a second. Hold on. Wait,
You
P-Dubs,
know.
you were joking about that?
Yes,
couldn't
the only
tell.
yes, the only
I
people
didn't know that.
the
I
only
thought you
people who
meant that.
oh no, nostalgia. Is there tinfoil on top of your head? What's going on?
Nostalgia. He was
Just-
dead
just-
serious, wasn't he?
Everyone knows that
He must have been.
that it's sarcasm. God, Mike, I can make jokes about companies. That's what I
No,
do.
sarcasm's when you're really mean to people, and then you say, "No, I'm being sarcastic."
Michael's the only one.
Oh, wait.
in the group
You know what?
that's
I'm gonna take our viewers a suggestion from earlier today. Mike, with all due respect,
That's all you got to do. You're good then.
there you go. From
Well,
now on,
I
whenever
understand what's
Mike
going
acts
on,
up,
guys.
with all due respect.
Michael is the only one that's still in the group, and he's just making sure he stays in it. That's all.
Oh,
Thank you, Chris. Chris has got my back. He knows what's up. Jeez. Of course, I'm gonna bust their balls until I get my machine and tell them that they're intentionally trying to prevent me from getting it. You know, because
I say you're Unit 5000, but that's just
because like you
4999.
said, let's just put it this way. So kind of like what buy stuff is going through with AtGames right now. When it comes to me and AtGames, if someone asks me, what'd you do? Ask buy stuff. I'll tell them the exact same answer. AtGames is a very sensitive company. Let's just put it that way.
But I must say, when I got my original ALP, AtGames moved me up the chain, so I got it faster.
Yeah.
Didn't work out for me because I got it damaged when
Yeah.
my plunger got
I mean,
hit by a forklift. But
yeah.
but they did do that, and I'm sure some people was like, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
pissed that he got it first and I didn't." So you can't win
Yeah.
either way.
I'm fully expecting that, Muller Medic. I'm fully expecting that. I'm fully expecting a handwritten letter inside my box from PK as well. Thanks so much for all the mean things you say about us. Like, seriously, like, it's called being fair. Okay.
At least we're
Paul-
talking. Even bad press is good press.
There you go. Arcade One, it must be sensitive too. They're giving us the silent treatment. You know, it's interesting. Like, you know, maybe they just don't care.
Yeah, maybe they're just busy making units for new people.
I would
Arcade
say
went up?
Yeah, maybe they just don't care.
I just don't think they give a shit to talk to anybody. I don't think there's anything in it for
What
them
else?
to
What
speak
else
to
is there
anybody.
to say? In all honesty? What
So
else-
Cyrus,
what else is
so
there-
Cyrus, again, I've said this a couple times. So Cyrus, it's not his job to go in front of the camera and make videos or go on live streams or anything like that.
Yeah.
He's been doing it, basically going above and beyond for the company. I'll fill this role, and all anybody has done is shit on him and blame him for everything that's come onto the company. He's been made a scapegoat. I don't know if it's his fault, whether or not they didn't get the license he wanted or something like that, but literally, he's not paid to do what he was doing, and he's taken a lot of mistreatment and like criticism online. If I was Cyrus, I probably wouldn't want to volunteer my time to go talk on community shows either.
I don't understand.
I would agree. From
So
people
I
who
don't see the
fight
value
anyway.
in.
So
Yeah. So DMod shared this story with me in my Discord and stuff that, you know, he's one of the many people who got crack panel or crack this or that during shipping, and they opened tickets with AtGames, and it took a couple days to get responses, but once they did, AtGames is sending unit owners return labels for the shipping damage. So the owners have to package their stuff back up, drop it off at a drop-off facility. Once AtGames gets confirmation you've actually sent the product back to them and it's on their way, they'll send you the replacement piece or part or whatever. So at least they're honoring shipping damage, but it's still not a very quick process to get your replacement. You still got to jump through some hoops to get that done. Are you guys all making fun of Cyrus here?
No, I'm just reading some of the comments. People are having fun with it.
Well, I mean, whoever is the face of the company is who you're gonna go after.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, I mean, John D got a lot of shit. Some of it deserved, some of it not deserved, and that's because he was the face of the company. A lot deserved though. He knows it too. Come on, man.
Yeah.
He knows it too. But you know, hell, when I was making a lot of videos,
When
and I
you were
was
the
like,
face of AtGames.
I was the only person covering AtGames, but I was hated by other YouTubers. How
Yeah.
oh we're on Team Arcade One Up. We don't want to promote AtGames. And I'm making AtGames videos, and you know, people thought I worked there and came after me. Hardcore guys. I'm talking some hardcore nasty shit
And
behind the scenes.
the whole time, the only person working at AtGames at that time, actually working there, was Console Kits.
Yeah. And isn't that funny? I didn't even work there.
And he was on One Up Weekly with Ralph while Ralph was throwing AtGames products in the pool. He was working there.
Oh, it's so funny. So funny. The only time you could quasi say I did something was when I signed a contract to host 12 episodes of a podcast show called Legend Center for them. But that was it. Once that
And
was
then you
over,
refused to do it again. Yeah.
and then I refused to do it again after that, even though they offered us season 2 or whatever, season 3. Said, no way, man. I'm not putting up with that stress again. Yeah. I mean, whenever you release a product, you should have an abundance of extra parts. So what's interesting, I'm glad you mentioned this, Scott, is like when we went to Cleveland at the Game On Expo, and New Wave Toys brought a bunch of mini arcades there that they haven't sold in a year and a half, 2 years. And we're like, wow, you guys made another run of these? No, those are the extras we bought so we have
Parts, yeah.
replacement parts on hand for customers, but no more warranty claims have come in. So now we're going to sell them. You know what I mean? So there you go. I thought I owned Toy Shock. Thanks so much. There you go. There you go.
I want nobody works. Nobody like I don't know what Console Kits was doing. Console Kits was a outside contractor. That's the way AtGames hires people. So it's not like he actually worked there.
Yeah, that's what they do, you know, like Wagner. Why is AtGames afraid to sell their stuff in overseas markets? Well, I heard they actually just expanded to the beautiful country of France. So if you're in France, get your hands on some AtGames products. There you go. How you doing, Nostalgia? You hanging in there, buddy?
I'm surviving.
Surviving.
Did you got to get back to
I'm
that email you were trying to write earlier?
No, I'm good. I finished it. I finished my messaging. It's all good. We're clear.
Yep.
I'm enjoying the chats. I find it interesting. A lot of
Yeah.
stuff coming up is super interesting.
Yeah. I don't even know what we're talking about right now. We're just jumping all over the
Oh.
place.
I got one really quickly.
Okay.
This past week, some people sent me a video that Sheila and Gaming made about me, and I can say that I don't know exactly what's going on there. I've always liked Jade. I think she's a great person. I like her content. I think she's very talented. She's got this cool visual style that she puts in her videos on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. So not really sure what's going on there, but wish her nothing but success with her channel. That's all I want to say about that.
Agreed. Seems like a lot of Europeans aren't very happy with the price. Yeah, anytime they want to go outside the country, that price skyrockets, man. Nostalgia, why haven't you been eating bananas on our show? Where did the doctor yell at you that you were your potassium levels were too high?
No, I started on a little weight loss journey a little
And
while
bananas
ago.
had to come off your weight loss journey.
Bananas came off. There's lots of carbs, lots of sugar. So
You came off mine as well.
I did, yeah. I stopped eating bananas. I actually stopped eating almost all fruit completely. And the most interesting thing is I don't even really like bananas. It was like a thing that I did as a joke on the show 1 or 2 times, and then it just kind of turned into its own thing. So I'm a little thankful that I decided to not be fat anymore. And
Good for you.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I get to a healthy weight and I'm managing everything good, maybe I'll bring something back. Maybe it won't be bananas, but maybe I'll like blend up a smoothie on every single episode. I'll bring a blender down here and we can make like a protein shake. We'll take 5 minutes out in the middle of one of P-Dubs' speeches and I'll just start blending some stuff for you guys.
And I gave up. I gave up bananas as well. I ate a banana every day for like last 40 years. And the same way, it's not that I particularly like bananas, but the thing with bananas for me was I knew what the banana is going to taste like based on how it looked, right? It was whether it was overripe, not ripe enough, just right, right. And so that's why I always and it came in its own convenient carrying package, right? But since then I've given up bananas, but I eat tons of fruit. I just stay away from mangoes and pineapples and bananas. I'll have pineapples every now and then, but
So what you're saying is your interests have changed. You never really liked bananas in the first place. You're all a sham.
Who, me?
You've been shilling for Big Banana the whole time, and you don't even like them.
Yeah, but they write me a check, so why wouldn't I do that?
You guys are nuts. Oh man,
I'm a Honey Crisp shield.
Ooh, what's Honey Crisp? Is that a cereal?
That's an apple.
Oh,
I like
I
apples.
know what you mean. The Honey Crisp
Honey
apples.
Crisp.
They're good apples.
I love apples. Apples are great.
You like
Hey,
apples?
what's up, garage?
You like
neighbors?
apples?
Yeah.
How about them
Yeah.
apples?
Yeah. I slice up my honey crisp. I slice them up and I put a little bit of lemon juice in my little glass jar and kind of glaze them over. They stay without turning brown. Super long.
Banana money videos.
My next video, I'm just going to only show bananas in my video.
Yeah.
You should do a banana review.
I will, but I'm not going to.
Not you. I mean, Nostalgia.
No, but
You
he
do a
doesn't
golden
own it.
delicious.
He doesn't
I'm
own bananas anymore.
I'm
so he
super
can't do it.
picky with bananas. Super picky. I can't eat a banana that is even like actually ripe. I need to eat a banana that's slightly underripe. I don't like
Really?
the super. Yeah, I don't like them when they're sweet. It just bothers me. I prefer them when they're like a little less sweet. I don't like them when they're green, but I don't like them when they're fully yellow either. It's got to be
You gotta stop talking
mostly
because
yellow
I'm
I
really
gotta
trying
what?
to keep
I
the
gotta
show
do what?
PG-13. You gotta stop talking.
No, Mike, I need you to keep going with this. Listen, I like bananas where the tip is a little bit green. The rest of the banana is yellow.
I'm gonna remove myself from the situation until it's safe to come back.
Oh my goodness, you guys.
How about those bananas?
Yeah.
Success. Now the show's better all of a sudden. I don't know what happened. I don't know
Is
what's
it
changed, but it's just
60.39%?
suddenly gotten.
banana?
Yeah.
All right, we only got a couple minutes left, guys. I really don't want to go past 90 minutes tonight. So, oh wait, Charlie Chuck, right here.
Yeah, don't do a review unless you actually own a banana, though. So
Oh.
lame otherwise.
That's fair.
We need a first impressions banana video. Oh, you guys are hilarious. Oh my god, you guys are too funny. All these fruit jokes are in the live chat right now.
I have to remove myself from the situation again.
All right. We only got about 5 minutes left. Anything else you guys want to talk about tonight?
Can we talk about a different fruit? Like, we've been talking about bananas and apples for the majority of the show. I think that we need to just shine a spotlight on some actual delicious fruit that really
pear?
is underappreciated. I think mangoes.
Pears should be discussed. I haven't had
pear?
a pear in a long time.
Pears.
Pears are
Yeah.
delicious. What are you talking about? Pears are
I
incredible.
like pears.
As long as they're not
Sure,
too
they're-
firm or too soft.
Guys, lots of fruit
Alright.
is delicious, but I'm talking about some like real good fruit. If you're on an island and that was the only thing you could eat, nobody's
Michael is
picking
on the
pears.
island. Michael's literally on the island.
Michael
Literally.
is, yeah, Mike. I just don't see pears as being anybody's number one.
They don't have pear trees on his island though, so
All right.
that's
So,
too cold up there.
all right. Who's in the Super Bowl? Chiefs and 49ers?
Yep.
All right, guys, if you think the Chiefs are going to win, give us a 1 in the live chat. If you think the 49ers are going to win, give us a 2 in the live chat. Let us know who your picks are. I really thought that the Lions were going to be a team of destiny. So my apologies, Carl. I was
Yeah.
supporting them.
You
I
and
was-
Nostalgia
I-
both.
I
Yes.
really wanted that to happen for you, buddy. But
3/4 of this panel thought they would.
so again, 1 for Chiefs, 2 for 49ers.
I was hoping they would, but I thought they had a
Right.
hard road.
but
Oh yeah, it was a tough road, no doubt.
I don't want KC to win. I think Patrick Mahomes is a diva bitch, but I have a feeling they're going to win. So if I had to
I think
pick,
his guy's girlfriend.
So a little bit of a positive, because honestly, I don't really give a shit about the Super Bowl at all. Nobody's there that I want to win.
Yeah,
But there is
nobody cares about
one cool piece about this. It's the Joe Montana Bowl. Both teams he played for, Kansas City and San Francisco. That's the only good thing about this.
Yeah. Does Taylor Swift get proposed to? Oh yeah, Taylor Swift. What this? It's all become the Taylor Swift show over there too.
Yeah, I'm
Bringing
not
in a whole new
super.
demographic.
Yeah.
I'm not super thrilled about the Super Bowl. I like football, but
Yeah, I might not
I'll
even
watch it.
there.
I don't care.
I might watch the Pro Bowl this year instead.
Yeah, so Super Bowl's next weekend because we got a while to make our predictions, Dubs, because this weekend's the Pro Bowl.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that's my pick, and I think KC's going to win, even though I don't want them to. So that's
I don't know. As much as that would be the best story, I mean, this Brock Purdy kid, nobody at his age has won as much in the playoffs as he has. So I mean, like, this is the only thing that's got me a little bit excited is the chance for Brock Purdy to accomplish so much as a young quarterback. I love stories like that, so that's got me a little bit interested.
I was interested until he started running last week. Then I didn't like him so much.
Who, Brock Purdy?
You guys are hilarious. All right, guys. So again, that was the Friday reactions to this week's headlines on the Super Game Room, dudes. Thanks so much for joining us on tonight's broadcast. We've already hit our time limit. Carl, do me a favor, send everyone on their way. You guys have a fantastic weekend. Give us a thumbs up on the way out. Thanks for subscribing and all that kinds of stuff.
Well, guys, thanks for tuning in to the Super Game Room, dudes. We appreciate you as always. And until next time, we'll see you on the web.
I really hope they bring back the LFL.